Most of us, well, a lot of us have been through lockdown. We're quite fortunate here in New Zealand that we haven't had as much lockdown time as what other countries have. So we did a bit of work on the car while we were in lockdown. Replaced all the floors and also new floor on the back of the back seat. Cut out the rust out of the wheel arch and put new pieces in. Big job, big job. We've also had to make a few pieces that we didn't know we had to do, and man, are they a learning curve. This is one from the door, bottom of the B-pillar door sill. It was a had rusted out, rusted through the side, through the top, so I had to make one, and this is what I've made. It's a pretty good copy, I think. Never had to make one of these before, so it was a real learning curve, with the angles, with the shapes, with all the spot welding on the insides all the way through. It's a bit messy on the inside, but you don't see that, and I wanted to keep as much integrity of the metal as possible by leaving it all in there. So yeah, it was a bit of a job. So I've made those, and I've made the other internal piece. Get it sitting right, it's at the inside, and that's this piece here, which is was rotted out all the way through it. So I've remade that one, and we're ready to install it. Okay, had a few holes for butt welding, and then we had a few more we had to do. That's the bottom of the wheel arch between the B-pillar and the front and the rear wheel. It had patches welded into it. So I've made a new one. Not quite finished yet, got a bit of planishing to do, but I've got to put a little crown on it as well, so I'll be cutting the end off and just putting the crown on it and then welding another piece back onto it. A few other pieces that were rusted. A bit of a mess, and that's this one here. So this is where this one goes in here. It should be welded back in place. And I've got the new door running sills, the rocker covers in place as well. Had to remake this piece as well. You can see the holes in there, Swiss cheese, and that goes in the end inside here. So I had to remake that one as well. And this one in here. So when that's all shaped up, I'll be welding it in. Before that, well, the rock is in place. I kept a lip on the inside just to give it support all the way along, and just cut it to fit. Filled up any areas that needed doing with weld, and tacked it all the way along, or welded all the way along and underneath, and put the supports back inside. So that's what we're doing so far. So a bit of a few hours work, still learning, but we're getting there. I'm going to start on the rear bottom sill next, hopefully, and then get some of the dents out that have been bashed into the car. Also made these all these supports here, a new piece in here all the way through on the inside. Re-welded it to the floor, the new floor. I made all those as well. And re-welded around the seams where the shockers always go into the body mounted. Well, I've got the parts made that I needed to replace into the corner of the door, the B-pillar. Not too bad, needs a bit of tidying up, but fitting pretty good. Got the internals done as well, and primed, and got some paint on them just to seal it up. Just a little bit of work to do on them to finish off, but basically getting there. Well, so we're just going to carry on and with the rest of the sill on the bottom here. We have this sill. We have this passenger side sill to attach now. It's going to be a little bit tricky. It's got a bit of a bow in it, I think, from manufacturer, with different specs to what the car was, or different places it was assembled and moulds used or whatever. So there's a bit of work to do in attaching that, and we'll carry on with that and get that in place. And then we've got to work out with the door. We've got a gap that is too much. Once this is pulled down and mounted on the back with the original frame, we've got quite a gap. So we're going to have to have a bit of a play with that as well. I think the doors have had some major repairs done to them over the years, so we may just have to extend them down 10 mils to get the 5 mil gap between the door sill and the door. Because when this is all pushed in, that's about a 15 mil gap, so which is too much going on photographs from other vehicles. So I've got to replace the bottom part of the sill. I want to do that. I could extend it down a little bit further just to make it fit more correctly. So we'll have a go at that for the next project.